your profession?
Yeah. Y'all wonder how I'm moving so fast. How I'm shipping products while y'all still in the drag. It ain't a secret, man, it's just a new tool. I'm plugged into the matrix, let me take y'all to school. Yeah. Used to be the grind, 24/7 on the hustle. Ideas in the notebook, building up the muscle, but the time was leaking. Progress was a crawl till I plugged a new assistant. Now I'm standing tall. They asking Ralph how you launching every week. You get single prompt to a full deploy. This ain't just a toy, this the real McCoy. Acceleration, man, the speed is cinematic. Turning static notions into apps, it's automatic.
He took a single thought and made it come alive. Plugged into the system now, he's in overdrive. Building in a day, we used to take a year. The future's getting coded and the vision's clear. All the AI stack, there's no looking back. From a blank white page to a product live. Just a new foundation, watch the dream arrive.
Yeah, let's run the checklist. Look at what we did. First one, resume flow for the market grid. It ain't just a template. Now it's build a scan. Beats the ATS. Get your foot in, man, that app is live. Check the marketing. Then the thick content assistant for the YouTube targeting. Clock test. Feeds it my whole video. It analyzes the data. Pulls the titles, keywords, and the metadata. No more writer's block when I'm trying to post. The AI feeds the algo, does the most.
He took a single thought and made it come alive. Plugged into the system, now he's in overdrive. Building in a day, we used to take a year. The future's getting coded and the vision's clear. Oh, the AI stack, there's no looking back. From a blank,
A whole size platform, no, I'm not barbarian. Handles all the payments, syncs to Google Cal. A whole damn business from a single prompt pal. Then the time cost cal, just a simple tool. Shows them what their wasted time is costing, it ain't cool. Now we building eloquent, that new speech app. A public speaking coach sitting in your lap. It'll fix your pacing, analyze your tone. Just say our partner, won't leave me alone. Got me building empires, one line at a time. Took me from the bottom, now I'm in my prime.
it's more than just a building. It's the problems that he's killing. When the code is breaking and his brain is aching, he finds a solution, yeah, a new evolution, yeah.
That's the other side, the troubleshoot flow. Got a doctor error, don't know where to go. Feed the bug to the model, it just missed the fix. Used to take me hours, now it's done in 6 minutes, 9 hours, that's a power change. As a tech coach, man, I'm rearranging how I teach the people, make them productive. Use the AI daily, it's constructive. Helps me build their roadmaps, helps me find their flaws. I'm a one-man army with a high-tech cup.
He took a single thought and made it come alive. Plugged into the system, now he's in overdrive. Building in a day, we used to take a year. The future's getting coded and the vision's clear. Oh, new foundation, watch the dream arrive.
Oh yeah, build it all with the AI. Tech coach, shipping goods from a single thought to a brand new world.
Welcome back to another Sunday afternoon episode of Software Explorations with Tech Coach Ralph. We are going to continue building out our speech coaching app, which is supposed to help us remove filler words and the ums and the ands and and saying like all the time. But we're building an app to help us speak better so that we can be more confident, more comfortable in any conversation, any discussion, any unfortunate debate you might find yourself in. However, I am going to apologize right now because we might be struggle streaming a little bit today because it looks like my upload speed is not the greatest. So keep that in mind, though. If we see we get stuck a little bit every now and then, I apologize. But the good thing is, once I clip this video up, we should have much better. Like we'll have the no freezing and stuff like that. But if I do freeze while on live, let me be the first to apologize to you. sometimes, and I'll show you right now. I will show you right now. I'm getting a 359.1 upload speed, right? So, however, my download 359, my upload speed is a measly 8.61, right? I don't really have much control over that, so I apologize in advance for any slowness that we might have today, right? But we are still gonna work. We work here. That is my number one goal. No days off. Might take some hours off, but there are no days off. We're gonna get to it today, all right? Like I said, so last week on this episode of Software Explorations, we left off where we're using a local Supabase instance and our audio file is being recorded. However, when it's trying to be analyzed by Amazon Transcribe, the issue that we're having is because it's a local S3, Amazon Transcribe cannot find our S3. So what we're going to do today is we are going to be changing the implementation to upload it to an Amazon S3 bucket and then have Amazon Transcribe pull it from that Amazon S3, the AWS S3 bucket to do the analysis, and then we can go from there, right? But that is what our game plan is for today. But before we do that, how is everyone doing today? Hopefully you are having a magnificent weekend. Let me be the first to tell you, happy Thanksgiving coming up this Thursday. Be careful on Black Friday. Don't get into any fights. Don't go and spend all your money. Don't go maxing out your Klarna, your Afterpay, your Affirm. Don't do that. Make wise decisions with your funds. All right? Business expenses, whatever it is you're doing, but just don't go and waste money on things that you do not need. I spend my money on hosting, on Amazon fees, on API keys, and every now and then I might get a little something, but let's focus. We just got out of the shutdown. People crying and complaining about not being able to get their SNAP benefits, but we can't wait for Black Friday. Amazon is already having Black Friday sales. I mean, can we at least wait until Black Friday? Apparently not. Anyhow, let's get into the show. I'm going to take care of a little bit of housekeeping, and then we're going to get straight to work. We're going to be jumping into setting up our S3. We're going to be using Kilo Code Gemini 3 Pro maybe, to update, instead of using Supabase to store files, to use our S3 bucket. And then, and here's the issue, right? If I had, because we're doing this locally, so maybe in the future we might switch it back to using a Supabase S3. I don't know yet. But the fact that I'm doing it locally, I can do it. So if I had set it up on what you call that place, on like a DigitalOcean, then it would be online and we probably could use that, but I don't feel like going through all that infrastructure needs right now. I can just have the files hosted on S3 for the time being, and then we'll figure it out from there. All right. That is the goal of it. But before we jump into that, first and foremost, thank you to everybody who subscribed to the channel, whether you have been with me for a very, very long time or whether you are brand new to the channel and to this tech stuff. My goal is to not necessarily teach you how to do one particular thing. If you do learn something, great. I'm all excited for that. But my goal is to show you the mindset, the critical thinking mindset, the creative thinking mindset, to know that you can do anything that you set your mind to. So many people, they are very scared. It seems like a daunting industry to get into, right? And trust me, it is hard. It is hard being in the industry, but you just have to take it one day at a time. And with Tech Coach Ralph, I help you lay out the blueprint so that you can see that it is possible. So if you're tuning in and you're interested to get more technical, you are at the right place. I've worked with people who they might have taken a boot camp, but it's like, yeah, they're still kind of shaky on it. Now they are being product owners, building apps. They're getting recruited by different companies to come and work for them all over the world. They're stars in QA, always strategizing, always winning. That is my goal here for this channel, to let you know that this tech space, it is for you. But it will take a lot of work. And some people, when I say the amount of work that they say, they come back and tell me that it's just rubbish. It is just rubbish. But I know that's not you, because if you are here, that means you know that you can. And I am here to encourage you, to be your coach, to be your trainer, to give you that encouragement and that kick in the butt to go out there and to get it. All right. So I just want to let you all know, all the subscribers who've been here for a long time, those who are brand new, that I truly, truly appreciate you allowing me to add value into your lives.
I appreciate you.
Shout out to all of my tech barbarians, the Patreon members who they joined me for our vibe code and chills. They joined me for our scrum nights. They participate in all of our activities. They do their coaching calls, working so hard to make it to the next level, seeing people getting promoted, seeing people getting recruited, seeing people work so hard. I'm telling you, yesterday I was on a coaching call and I said, let me see your calendar. Why do you say that you don't have enough time? How organized are you? And then I'm like, you know what, your calendar is not bad. Let's make some adjustments. And that's what we do. We are always strategizing so that we can make sure that we're in the most optimal spot to win. All we do is win. All we do is win, no matter what. Because we are the very, very best.
We the best.
And of course, my tech mercenaries, yes, my tech mercenaries, the YouTube channel members who allow this channel right here, the Tech Coach Drop channel, to go across the entire world, available to billions of people in multiple different languages. Without you, none of this would be possible. Let's get it. All right, quick announcements. Tomorrow, we have Candid Conversations premiering at noon Eastern Time. We're going to be talking about what you should do with other people's opinions, especially the opinions of people, which is just hearsay, because someone told them, well, you know, the reason that this is bad is because of X, Y, and Z, but they're just repeating stuff that they never actually did for themselves. It's almost like a cult mentality. And then once you actually think about it, you try, like, wow, it is good that I didn't listen to these unwarranted, unsolicited opinions of others, right? That's going to be our conversation tomorrow, Candid Conversations, noon Eastern Time. I will see you there. I'll be in the chat. Tuesday night, we're going to be continuing working on the time cost calculator. We're going to be adding some more tests. We did really, really good using Gemini 3 Pro last week for our test. We're going to continue doing that this week. And we have Wednesday. Oh, on Wednesday, it's going to be really, really good. On Wednesday, it's going to be really, really good. I'm going to be giving you my secret tips and tricks, my secret weapon on how I used Gemini 3 Pro. Gemini 3 Pro just came out like last week and I started using it. I'm going to give you my blueprint. Don't tell anybody about it, because it's my secret weapon. It's my gift to you, right? It's my gift to you, but it's going to be worth it. And then Thursday night, we're going to be continuing with our OBS plugin. I'm a little unsure about that because I'm not sure how to install the plugin while still using OBS to stream. So I'm gonna have to do some research on how we're gonna do that. Maybe I'll have another instance of OBS installed. I don't know. We'll figure that out together. But that's gonna be Thursday, right? And I have to figure out what time on Thursday we're gonna be going live, because it is Thanksgiving. Maybe I'll do a morning stream. Maybe I'll do a night. I don't know. We shall see. And there's also the circus on Thursday that I was thinking about going to, taking my son to the circus. I'll figure it out as we get closer to there. And of course, Friday is gonna be the bug bite. We're gonna be talking about a Chinese state-sponsored actors using Anthropic to carry out a agentic AI cyber attack. It's going to be a fun-packed week, and I will be there with you every step of the way. All right, but that's everything. That is everything for now. I'm going to check the chat, and then we are going to get to work. All right. I don't have an icebreaker today. I don't have an icebreaker. I was like, you know what? I would rather spend the time building out, getting as far as we can, building out the app because we do have Scrum Night tonight, the Tech Barbarians. I will be streaming it live into the Patreon, and you can also join the Google Meet, but I will be streaming it live into the Patreon so that you can participate, see what we're working on. You can see everything, right? I'll leave it for that. But that is everything. Let me check the chat. We got my guy Junior in the building. Says, what's up? What's up? What's up, family? What's good with you, Junior? Hopefully everything is going phenomenal. I mean, it's not even hopefully. I know that everything is going phenomenal, but you know, it's just common courtesy to say that, how you're doing. I hope that everything is well, but I know for Junior, I don't know about for everybody else, right? But I know for Junior, it is absolutely fantastic day in and day out. Junior says those same people are going to be spending all the money that they do not have. Isn't it amazing that people will be begging, they will be begging for food. However, they always have, it's like, this is sad to say, right? But all right, maybe if you disagree, drop me a comment. Let me know in the chat if you disagree with this. But it feels like people believe that they should not have to, it's like an inconvenience to feed themselves so that they can splurge their money on extra stuff. Having the subscriptions, Amazon subscription, Prime, and so they can watch TV, have like Peacock and YouTube Premium and all this type of stuff. Going out to eat, all these luxurious stuff because they feel that they are entitled to you feeding them. Am I off? Is that just a feeling that I have? Because I kind of see it as like, you have to feed me so I can go buy the iPhone Air, that hideous phone with one camera on the back, right? You have to feed me so I can go get an iPhone Air. I mean, look. I grew up in South Florida. I would be riding through some neighborhoods and it was not the best looking neighborhood, but there would be like 4 Escalades out on the, like on the lawn. Like when I say on the lawn, I mean parked on the grass on the lawn, right? There'd be like 4 Escalades and one, you know, Chevy Impala with fancy colored paint, 22-inch rims, maybe 24-inch rims in some houses. But anyways, those are just my random observations. Okay, cool. All right, Junior says absolutely. Just saying. By the way, Junior. Maybe Rod Brown will be here later. Maybe not. But I took your advice and I changed the word brother, or I changed the word bishop for brother. It kind of the song a little bit. It has like a little bit of a low in the middle, but he loves it. And he said now he will absolutely play the song on his channel. So we had to compromise. But it's fair. It's fair. He likes it. It says, but don't dare touch their food stamps. Nope. Don't do it. Do not do it. And I don't mind people getting help, but I think there needs to be a lot of cleanup. I think there needs to be a lot of cleanup in this entire system. All right. Anyways, let's get to work. Let's get into our very first segment of work. I will send it to you. I will send it to you. All right, let's get to it. Let's get to it. So, like I said, we are working on, our goal is to upload the audio file to S3, but this time, instead of the Supabase S3, we want it to go to the Amazon S3. So here's an idea. Here's what we can do. What we can do, let me start up our first 20.
It's time to do.
So we want our audio file that's recorded with the app that's going to be analyzing our speech with Amazon Transcribe. We want it to go to S3, but right now, because we're using a local Supabase, we want it to go to Amazon S3 instead of our local Supabase S3. But what I'm thinking is maybe we can have it like a parameter or some type of configuration that says where it should go to. So should it go to the Supabase S3 bucket, or should it go to the Amazon S3 bucket? So that's what we're going to start off our prompt with. And then we can configure it. So then when we actually do have our Supabase hosted probably on DigitalOcean, we can say, all right, now that it's hosted, we want it to go to the Supabase. I'm not sure. I like Supabase. That's gonna be our goal. Let's go to the screen right here. And I am going to, before I even start, move it over here. So here, let's set up ourselves a little bit. So let's, why is that over there? Okay. Let's move that one. Let's create our workspace a little bit. I wish you could customize how the layout of the workspace is, but it's okay. All right. So, and then there goes my Kilo. All right. So what I'm going to say to Kilo is, maybe we're using this one instead. Let me see. Okay. So let me see if we can use this one now. Do we have, I don't know if they upgraded this to, let me do a quick search real quick. Let's take a look at our plugins and take a look at Kilo. And there is an update available for it. Do they say what is before I go and upgrade, I want to, okay, what's new? Now items in chat context will not be auto-selected if your cursor isn't already in the row. Improve. I don't think we need to upgrade. So I'm going to choose Gemini 3 Pro. And all right, so, okay, so I did use this last time. So after I record an audio, I'm getting an error that it can't find. All right, so let's pull this one back up. And I am going to say, the last thing that I said was, okay, so I don't know what this is all about. So I'm going to say, let's say terminate that. And I'm going to say, since we are running, let's not do debug. Let's do code. Since we are running Supabase locally to build this at the moment, I would like to use AWS S3 bucket to store the audio files, so Amazon Transcribe can easily access those files. When we have Supabase running in a cloud environment, then we can use the Supabase S3. Can we make it that it is configurable to say whether the S3 should be using AWS or Supabase. All right, so that's what I'm thinking to do, so that way we can easily decide like how to go through each of them. So let's go with that. All right, analyzing existing code for file upload configuration. Add AWS S3 dependency to app spec pub spec if missing. Create configuration flag setting for storage provider, AWS or Supabase. Yep. Implement AWS S3 logic upload. Refactor transcription service, audio service to use the selected storage provider. All right, that's basically what we want to happen. So now it wants to read the file. AWS S3 permission. I don't think that existed, so they must have just created that. Let's see what else. And while that's happening, I'm going to go and log into my S3 account. Let's see. All right, so all right, running, so Flutter, let me do that. Flutter pub get is basically getting the newest getting whatever you added to your pub spec file. It's going to add those dependencies. Get the code. They want to do it again. Can you wait, what? Let me see. Because app depends on Mini05, which doesn't match any versioning. You can try the following. Consider downgrading your constraints on Minio. Okay. And all right, MFA code. We have. All right, so we're logged into AWS. Let's go to S3. See if I have a bucket available. Okay, I have it. All right, so let's see what's being done. Analyze existing code base, done. Read Supabase function to understand how it handles file paths, done. Add AWS S3 dependency to app specs, app pub spec, done. Create a configuration flag for storage provider, okay, done. Implement AWS S3 upload logic, so that's being done now. So that part has been done. Update transcription service to pass correct location info to the backend function. Update Supabase function speech to text to handle direct S3 uploads. Flutter analyze. What does Flutter analyze do? I guess it's just inspecting to see what's being used, what's not being used. And then like cleaning some stuff up. All right. Let's do analyze again. Maybe clean some stuff up from the transcription service. All right. 19 issues found now. Are you trying to write unit tests? Why I see these tests over here? I don't want to do tests right now. Is it not working, or are you just trying to do some tests? Okay, task completed. I've successfully implemented the configurable AWS S3 storage for audio files. Here's a summary of the changes. Dependencies added Minio to here. Added use AWS S3 flag as an AWS credentials to the app.applib config.dart. Transcription service updated. Check the config use AWS S3 flag. If true, upload audio files directly to AWS S3 using the Minio package. If false, use the Supabase storage pass is S3 flag to Supabase edge function. It says receive is S3 flag. If S3 is true, skip the download from Supabase storage and upload to S3 step since the client already did it. And proceed directly to starting the transcription service. All right. So now I'm going to change this to ask, right? So we're using Kilo code with the Gemini 3 Pro quote unquote preview, which it probably is the regular Gemini 3 at this point. I want to do I need to, or which AWS S3 bucket are the files being uploaded to? So this is for me because I don't think I had ever configured that. So we're going to check if we need to input that. Okay, so we did configure that then. All right, cool. So AWS bucket name, input. All right, cool. And the transcription results are output to a different bucket. Speak precisely, app output. Okay, cool. I just thought, as I'm reading this, I just thought it would be pretty cool that we can also have it speak back to you in normal language, maybe using a 11 Labs. So anyways, we'll get to that at some point. Let's go and start the app. Let's start up our Pixel 8. And once it gets started, there we go, choose that one. We're going to say run the app. Let's hide that and make this a little smaller. All right, there we go. Now we wait for the app to start up. That noise. Why don't I see anything here? Installing profile. Profile installer. Let's see. It's like after we're able to record, then we can see. Let me go over to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this app input folder. There's nothing there yet. And the question is, how do we know if it has the right permissions to upload to it? Lost connection to the device. All right, let's go and say, okay, there. Oh, there it goes. Okay, let's do this again. I'm gonna copy the permissions of that bucket. So basically, if we look at over here, these are the permissions for the bucket, right? So we need to make sure that these permissions are going to that the app will be able to upload to the bucket. So let's say, can we confirm that the app will be able to upload to the S3 bucket with these permissions? If not, what should the permission properly set the buckets or the permissions on the bucket? All right. It says, if I can find that. All right, it says, no, the provided bucket policy is not sufficient for the app to upload files. The policy only grants the Amazon Transcribe Service permission to read from the bucket. To allow your Flutter app and Supabase functions to upload, the IAM user whose credentials you are using in config.dart and Supabase secrets need explicit permission to write to the bucket. You should attach the following IAM policy to the IAM user. Speak precise to the user in the AWS console. I think I'm just using my root right now. Okay. S3 bucket policy. Keep what you have that allow Amazon Transcribe, and then update the IAM policy attached to the user. Okay, so what we are going to do, I don't know if this thing is actually working or not. Let me see. Okay, so that's working. All right, cool. Well, let's go to, and let's go and take a look at users. Or should it be on the access key? Hold on, let's go to, maybe it's not here. Maybe it is. Go back. User groups, roles. Maybe, all right, give me a second. It might be on the security credentials. Oh, I need to create a new access key anyways. Let's say create access key. Create access key. I gotta go and update the okay. And then we're gonna go to done, continue, and then let me see something. All right, so let's go to, let's try it first, because if I'm using like my regular key.
Lunch break! Lunch break!
I don't know what the password was. I think I forget this password every week. Let me go to, before we go to break, let me see if I go to authentication, test@test.com. It's going to create a new user. Let's just create a new user. Let's say test one. Maybe it was, hold on, let me see. Maybe I used TCR 2025. Nope. All right, let's create a new one. Test one at test.com, and we're gonna say TCR 2025. Great. All right, so now we're gonna go over to here. I say sign up. It should be sign in. All right, there we go. Let's say test. What is this thing here? Test one at test.com, TCR 2025. No? All right, there we go. Okay, let's go to break. Once we come back from break, we will record, and then we shall see if the audio file is able to file uploaded and then analyzed by Amazon Transcribe. All right, that is our goal once we get back. All right, let me check to see if there's anything in the chat. If there is nothing, we'll go straight to break. Let's go to here. And let's see. All right, cool. We can go to break. So our very, very first break time topic is Google CEO Sundar Pichai. No firm is immune if the AI bubble bursts. Yup. So let's go over to here. And this was an interview with Reuters or Reuters. I don't know. Roto-Rooter. I don't know. But it was an interview with them about with the Google CEO about the AI bubble. The AI bubble. Let's go and let's go and watch this, and I might have depending on how much information.
No company will be left unscathed if the artificial intelligence boom collapses. That was the warning from the CEO of Google owner Alphabet, Sundar Pichai. He made the claim during.
It's Pichai. It's not Pichai. It is Pichai. I finally know the right way to say it. So thank you, Reuters person. Interviewer, person, narrator, for letting me know the right way to finally say his name.
A BBC interview published Tuesday.
No company is going to be immune, including us. If you overinvest, we'll have to work through that phase.
Pichai said he thought Google could cope if a possible bubble burst, and further called the current wave of AI investment an extraordinary moment. While he said there might be some elements of irrationality in the market, Pichai was positive about the future for AI technology.
It's also true when we go through these investment cycles, there are moments we overshoot, right, collectively as an industry. We can look back at the internet right now. There was clearly a lot of excess investment, but none of us would question whether the internet was profound or did it drive a lot of impact. It's fundamentally changed how we work digitally as a society. I expect
good and for the bad because YouTube. Let me see, what year did YouTube first come out? Had to be in at least 06. YouTube first. When did YouTube come out? YouTube came out February 14th, 2025. And the reason I said it had to be before 2026 is because in 2026, a friend and I were trying to sell a souped up Honda Accord. It has to be like a 98 Honda Accord. That was that I believe might have been my very, very first YouTube video. And we sold it on eBay. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can find it. There it goes. Yep, that's my very first video on YouTube. I will share and I will put it in here. I'm using my own plugin. What? What world is going over here? All right, let's copy. Oh, copy. Paste that. Of car. All right. So after we finish watching this video, after we finished watching years ago, that's when I first posted my very first YouTube video. It's 18 years ago. We're in 2025. We're in 2025. So I posted in 2000. It had to be 2006. Maybe it's not the same date matching yet, but that was my very first YouTube video. So let's go ahead. Let's continue to watch. Let's continue to watch.
Analysts have heavily discussed whether AI valuations are sustainable. Worries about that have begun to weigh on broader markets in the US, while British policymakers have also flagged bubble risks. Alphabet shares have surged about 46% this year. Investors have bet on its ability to compete with ChatGPT maker OpenAI. Alphabet pledged $6.5 billion in September to invest in the UK's AI infrastructure and research over the next 2 years. Pichai also told the BBC Google would begin training models in Britain.
Each got a budget of $1,200.
All right, so AI bubble. Will we? So number one, is there an AI bubble? Number two, would we be able to survive if the AI bubble was to actually burst? Would we be able to survive? Would we make it? I do want to read through the actual article that came out with that short video so that we can break it down, get a little bit more context, give it a little bit of more commentary. But before I do that, before I actually do that, I want to play the video. Being that we're talking about Google owns YouTube. Here's my first. Let's play this real quick before we jump into that. It's a very short video, about maybe less than a minute, right? But this is my very first YouTube video, and I've always been using it for business because I uploaded this so that we could post it on. We posted the link on eBay, so we could actually see that the car ran, and someone drove from like Ohio to pick up this car, if I remember correctly. The good old days. The good old days. Back in 2005, I had no idea what a view meant, what any of that stuff meant. And that video, 154,000 views in the span of 18 years, 19 years, right? So the YouTube bubble didn't burst. The internet bubble didn't burst. AI bubble? Is there an AI bubble, and will we survive it if there is, right? So let's read this article real quick. And, you know, no firm is immune. If AI bubble bursts, Google CEO tells BBC. And all right, so it says November 18th, it says Chief Executive Officer Sundar Pichai not Pakai, but Pachai, said no company would be unscathed if the artificial intelligence boom collapses as soaring valuations and heavy investment in the sector fuels concerns of a bubble. And I keep hearing these reports, right, that companies are they're not seeing a return on investment in AI. I don't know how that is. I don't know how they calculate that return on investment, because the way outside of people not wanting to use AI, especially in the tech space, I see that I am able to go a lot faster. I'm able to get a lot like ideas. So I'll ask AI, like I'll ask it like Devin. I'll ask Devin like, look at my code base and how could I implement doing X, Y, and Z, and it's gonna go through my code base. Okay, you can do it this way. You can do it that way. So it helps me go so much faster, figuring out how to do different things. So I don't know how they are measuring the return on investment for AI, because from what I can see off the rip, right, is the amount of time it would take you to come up with a native solution could be hours to days versus getting assistance to like, all right, you can go and look over here, right? Try this, try that. So I really don't know how they're measuring that. Maybe we'll do some research on that in the future. Because Pikai said in an interview with the BBC published on Tuesday that the current wave of AI investment was an extraordinary moment, but acknowledged elements of irrationality, and been much debate among analysts about whether AI valuations are sustainable. I mean, that is true too, because when you hear these companies getting like $4 billion, $18 billion valuations that started last year. Yep. And now they're getting these billions of dollar valuations. That's about how Google would cope with immune, including us. So basically what he's saying is like, being that they're the big dogs in the business, they can make it through. They're going to feel some pain points. They're going to have to do some layoffs and stuff like that, but they can make it through if the AI bubble was to burst. But here's the thing. Google does not solely rely on AI, right? They have a conglomerate of tools. But if you think about, let's put it like this. If you think about OpenAI, the name says it all. All they do is AI. From, their image generation, their Sora, the regular ChatGPT, being able, the models that they use and stuff like that. Now, a lot of people are integrated in them, but all they do is AI. Google, on the other hand, who is in a very good position, they're number one suite, where you don't even need. Back in the days, you had no choice unless you wanted to use OpenOffice, but who wants to do that? But you had no choice but to install Microsoft Office. Now, for free $99, and when I say now, it's been like over 10 years, but we have the whole Google Suite, Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, Google Forms, where you don't even need Google. You don't even need Microsoft Office anymore, right? I don't even know the last time I've actually used Microsoft Office, right? So they have that. And Gemini is not really a quote unquote standalone. Like when you think of Google, the last thing I think about is Gemini, right? They have so many other products. They have their Google Cloud platform that we've used extensively on this channel. So that is why Google is more capable of weathering the storm than any other company would be able to, because their number one is not Gemini. Now it's growing, it's really powerful, but here's Google's secret weapon. Their secret weapon to survive the storm is they have Gemini built in and baked in to all of their products and services. So you can use it in Google Docs, you can use it in Google Sheets, you can use it in maybe I never use it in Forms. You use it in Google Slides. you can use the API. You can use Gemini.google.com. So many different usages, right? And you have the VO3 for the video generation. You have the Nano Banana for the image generation. The different models that they have. So it's a lot more versatile. That's why Sundar Pichai is confident that they could weather the storm. Although they will still feel a little bit of pain, but not like all these companies who are AI first and AI only. All right. So that's why it's going to be painful. So as a company, you should not be like, if you're not a purely AI company, you should not be looking to switch only to AI. You should be looking for, because there are companies, they see AI as AI is like the hammer, and they just have to force AI into anything that they're doing, when instead of strategically looking for, okay, where does AI fit into what we do, as opposed to, no, we need to implement AI. Not all companies can do it. So strategically look, okay, where does AI fit into the things that we do, and where does it not fit in? And let's apply it appropriately. All right. So that is where Google has a grip on the tech market and on the AI market. The way that they were a little bit late to the game, but I would probably say they were the smartest in the game. Sometimes being first isn't, because I used to use ChatGPT all the time, and now I don't even know the last time I actually went to ChatGPT.com. Right? Alphabet shares have surged about 46% this year. Out to Alphabet. And when I say shout out to Alphabet, I primarily mean shout out to my stocks. As investors bet on its ability to compete with ChatGPT maker OpenAI. So in Wednesday's video about my secret tricks and tips to using Gemini 3 Pro, it reviewed a little bit about OpenAI and Gemini, and the lion's share of installations of Gemini versus OpenAI, the gap is closing. And Gemini and ChatGPT has been out a lot longer than the Gemini app, but the gap is closing. So I think that Sam Altman and all of those OpenAI people, they are their pants. I'm just gonna say it right now. They are their pants. All right. Says, in the United States, concerns about lofty AI valuations have begun to weigh on broader markets, while British policymakers have also flagged bubble risk. It's true, like, because who makes these valuations? Who makes the valuation? You know, it's just random randos making the valuations. In September, Alphabet pledged £5 billion over 2 years for UK AI infrastructure and research, including a new data center and investment in DeepMind, its London-based AI lab. Pichai also told the BBC in the interview conducted at Google's California headquarters that Google would begin training models in Britain, a move Prime Minister Keir Starmer hopes will bolster the company's ambitions to be the world's third AI power after the United States and China. Oh my God. You know what? I understand what he's saying. I understand wholeheartedly what he's saying, but something deeply bothers me in my heart of hearts that their ambition is to be in third place. It reminds me of the movie, oh my God, what was the name of that movie? With Will Ferrell and Andre 3000 and a few other people. What's the name of that movie? Let me see. Will Ferrell basketball movie. Semi-pro. That's semi-pro. When they were chanting fourth place. I mean, that's how I feel. That's how I feel about Keir Starmer's ambition that Britain will be the world's third AI superpower. After knowing that you might not be number one, I still want to say that I want to be the first the world's first AI superpower. Even if I know that I will not surpass the United States and China, be ambitious though. Not for third place, always for first place. All right, this is how I see it. That's just how I see it. All right. Pichai also warned the immense energy needs of AI and said Alphabet's net zero targets would be delayed as it scales up computing power. Oh, what? Hold up. Now. There's gonna see, they just snuck that in at the end because now all of those green people, you know, the Green New Deal, whatever happens to that, they just snuck that in there like, oh, by the way, Google's like, by the way, our goal of being net zero, energy net zero, call that a wash.
I'm in a bind, Nate.
AI over Green New Deal is what they're saying, right? If we want to win. Sorry, not sorry.
Bruh.
All right, but there we have it. What do you think? Do you disagree with my take on AI? If you do, subscribe to the channel and leave me a comment, a mean comment if you want, and let me know that I'm wrong. Do you think that Sundar Pichai is wrong about the AI bubble, or do you think he's right? And do you think that they should sacrifice winning the AI race to continue to be net zero for their energy so they don't scale up on computing power? What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. All right, we are going to get back to work. Before we do that, let me check the chat real quick, and then we will jump back in. So, Junior asks, do you know any methods to incorporate an MP4 file? Can you give me a little more context of what do you mean by incorporate the MP4 file? I'm not entirely sure what you mean by that. So if you let me know what you mean by incorporating an MP4 file, I will do my best to answer your question, because that was a 98, I believe, 98 Honda Accord Coupe. It was believed that you would not be able to, those were 20-inch rims. Yes, those are 20-inch rims. You were not able to fit 20-inch rims on a 98 Honda Accord Coupe at the time. But guess what? Yup. We did it. We did it, Joe. Yep, we did it. So, okay, Junior said, do you know any ways to uncorrupt an MP4? Ooh. I don't know. Let's take a quick look at that. Sorry. Can you uncorrupt an MP4 file? Yes, you can often uncorrupt an MP4 file by using software like VLC Media Player or specialized video repair tools. For some reason, I don't know what, when you said MP4, I was thinking about an MP3 file, but as an audio file, but you did say MP4. These methods work by re-encoding the file using a working reference file to fix the issue or automatically repairing. Okay, so they said that you can use, so VLC Media Player, it is free and it is very, very powerful. So I would definitely look at this. I will send this to you in the Discord, Junior, and you can take a look at that to see if that will help you out using like these tools. There's also probably through FFmpeg, but that one is a lot more trickier because it's all through the command line and stuff like that. But I sent you the link, try it out, and let me know how that goes. All right. Look at this. This is what we do here. We help our friends and family. All right, let's go to, let me see. It says, let me find out you were Thirst Trap Ralph back then. Back then? We Thirst Trap Ralph right now, right? See, unlike my beloved brother Rod Brown, not Bishop, but brother Rod Brown, I do not run from the titles. Yes, I fully embrace them. I couldn't download FFmpeg. What computer are you doing it on? Your iPad? Are you doing it on a Windows computer? On a MacBook? Which one are you doing? Which one? And if you're doing it on a MacBook, right? Use Homebrew to install FFmpeg, and that should be able to get it installed, and then you can start doing search for a command like how can I use FFmpeg to uncorrupt a MP4 file, and that might be able to help. All right, let me see. Hey,
I'm just being honest.
we got my guy DB Darrow in the building. What's up, DB Darrow? How goes it? Always a pleasure to see you here. All right. Enough. Oh, so Junior says Windows lab. So I'm not too familiar. I haven't really used the Windows computer in God knows how long. I will do some research. And I'll get back to you. DB Darrow says Ralph never beating the thirst trap allegation. Look, I don't look to beat allegations. I embrace them. I mean, the other day someone says, stop using all these sound effects in your videos. I'm here to learn. And I said, well, if they bother you that much, why don't you just go and find somebody who has the same type of content, who doesn't use sound effects, and hopefully you don't fall asleep. It is what it is. All right. For real. Let's get back to work now. All right. Because I can go on all day. All right. But I do have swim night tonight, and we are already at 4 o'clock. We only did one segment. All right. So let's jump into the next one.
Let's go!
What happened to my screen? There you go. I pressed the wrong button. So I have like whatever. Don't pay me no mind. All right. Anyways, let's go and try this out. We are gonna say start a new session, and while using the app, testing the audio recording functionality to see if this is going to be uploaded to S3 bucket, the AWS S3 bucket, not the Supabase S3 bucket. Stopping the recording right now. We are going to do analyze, and it says the AWS access key you provided does not exist in our records. Okay. Look at me. I'm just showing all the keys right here. I'll delete it. I keep deleting it after the show anyway. So why doesn't it exist in the records? Let me see. Let's see what's going on. Well, since the keys are showing anyways, and I'm gonna get rid of them again. Let's go to, I'm getting this error. Let's say debug. I'm getting this error. Which AWS access key ID is it using for Minio to upload to AWS S3? Replace your account. Replace your account ID. The error indicates that the AWS credentials being used by Minio client in your Flutter app are invalid or placeholders. In the libconfig.dart, the AWS access key are currently set to placeholders. You need to replace these with your actual AWS IAM user. Okay. Hard coding credentials in your app is all right. So yeah, of course. Okay, so the access key is located in the .env file. Can you use the access keys from that file? That way they won't be hard coded. Kilo wants to switch. Okay, yeah, go ahead and do that. Needs to modify the code to read environment variables. Okay. Add flutter.env dependency to app pubspec. Okay, create .env. I have a .env file. Oh, I know. Ugh, okay. Ugh. Because I have it inside the superbase.env file. I didn't think about that. So that .env file is specifically for Superbase, not for the whole Flutter app. Okay, God, that makes sense. So we'll have to copy it there. Whatever. Okay, that's fine. So there's gonna be a Superbase.env file and then a regular .env file, which is kind of annoying to have it in different spots, but whatever. We can optimize that later. Okay, app. All right, so it automatically moved it over for us too. Update the app lib config.dart to read from the .env, initialize .env and app lib main.dart. Add .env to GitHub to git ignore and verify the changes. Okay. So all right. So now they're having it read from there. So that's good. So all we should have to do now is click on the analyze button, and we should be able to see it to get to S3. Add .env to git ignore. All right, last step is to verify the changes. And for those who don't know, I am using Kilo Code. I'm not using Cursor. I'm not using Amazon Kiro. I'm not using Windsurf. I'm not using, what is the one from GitHub called? Copilot. I'm using Kilo Code. Why am I using Kilo Code? Because Kilo Code allows me to use my own API keys so that I do not have to pay a subscription to anybody, right? I just use my own keys. I prefer pay as you go. All right, so this is all right, cool. So we are going to click on analyze again to see if it's going to actually update. I'm going to go to S3 to see if the file is going to get there. And I will go to here and we will do the double screen. And I'm going to click on analyze to see if we have any errors. I think we probably need to restart the app. Look at that, my time calculator. All right, for now, until the app comes back up. I'm gonna have to record. Ooh, what just happened? All right, so we got an error. Did we get an error? Let's see. File not found. Okay. I'm going to copy this error here because something did not work right. Let's take a look at our file. Ooh, something in here isn't working correctly. Okay, so that's some other error, I suppose. have our .env file. Okay. When attempting to start the app again, I got this error. I'm going to go to debug. I'm going to paste the error and send it off. Because I need to modify the pub spec to include the .env as an asset. Okay, so basically what's in .env, you need to say what are all the files that are related to the project, and basically it didn't have the .env as an asset, so it wasn't going to know to use it. So it needs to add it in order to be able to use it inside of the, you know, the application, or yeah, the application. Let's do the analyze again. All right, let's try to start it up again. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. All right, so let's say testing again to see if this recording is going to get uploaded to AWS S3 bucket so that we can take it to the next step of actually being able to use Amazon Transcribe to analyze our speech. We're going to do analyze. Closer. We are closer. Error during transcription. Oh, ooh, look at that. Look at that. Do you see this? Look at that. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Let's make sure. Let's go over to, let's leave it at that. I'm going to go and refresh this bucket to see if it is there. Moment of truth. Moment of truth. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get it. We are winning. I'm telling you. I'm sorry. Like, I get excited when I see the things that I'm working on actually work, and we're making progress step by step, laying it brick by brick, precept upon precept. And they just be trying to kill my joy. They be trying to kill my vibe. They be trying to kill my vibe, right? That's how it goes. That.
Said it was a vibe, but it's 6 feet deep. Now I'm digging through the rubble of the plans I keep. You flipped the switch, you flipped the script. Left me stranded on a sinking ship. I asked for one thing.
They be trying to kill my vibe, right? Because now we have the audio file uploaded to S3. Now we have a different error to fix. No biggie. That's how we roll. That is how we roll. So let's continue. We are going to copy this now. I would need to say, so if I would say that AWS S3 is set. Okay, so now over here, I'm going to say able to upload the file to S3, and something I'll have to do in the future, right? I would create a separate user or role for uploading to S3 and give that the necessary permissions. So the only thing that the app can do is use that user role to upload to S3. That way it won't be using the general access key and ID and secret key, but that, like, right now we're building, so we're a little bit more looser. Just have to make sure I always delete my key because I always seem to expose it. It's terrible, right? So we're just gonna be able to upload the file to S3. I confirmed that it is in the S3 bucket. However, now when transcribe tries to do its thing, I'm getting this error. Let's see how well Gemini 3 Pro understands slang. All right, let's go with this. And we're gonna go with debug again, diagnose and fix issues. says why is the service unavailable? I don't want the service to be temporary. I want it to be available. I'm gonna go while that's happening. I'm gonna go and take a look at Amazon Transcribe. To see why is Amazon Transcribe telling us to
Do not come.
I want it to work. I want it to work. Let me see. So let's see what this is gonna come out with. I'll do a double screen real quick. So inside of Transcribe, are there any logging in there? I don't see anything yet. All right, so let's take a look at these results. It says analysis configuration files to understand. All right, added logging to edge function to pinpoint where the failure occurs. Verify Amazon AWS S3 credentials and configuration. Ask the user to confirm diagnose. All right, so it's still looking. So those are all the things it needs to do. Because once we get these two steps going, the main part of the application will be working, right? The main part of the application will be working to analyze the speech. Then we can start saying, all right, now how do we want it to present it? How do we want the configure, like the communication, all that stuff, right? I log into edge function to pinpoint where the failure occurs, imports, initialization, or verification, verify AWS credentials and region configuration, ask user to confirm diagnosis and run the function again. Why is this thing showing up over here? All right, let's see. Let's see here. Taking its time. So right now it's adding logging to a few files so that we can have clearer understanding of why something is or is not working. Docker Compose. Read Docker to understand the local infrastructure and networking. Verify. Oh, I don't know if because it doesn't seem like Docker Compose would be necessary because it is using S right now. It's pulling the file from S3, so it should be able to analyze it without having to do all this extra stuff. Okay, so right now it's going to do the Docker logs for the last 50 messages. Docker man not found. What? I have Docker installed. Let me see. You could always do which Docker. Okay, you have to use this right here. So let's do Docker super base edge functions --tail 50. Docker logs. There's no container called super base edge functions. What are you talking about? Verify credentials. So I guess we got through that. Select the edge function container is failing to resolve the edge function container. What are you like? Let me see something. Docker PS. there is not a, maybe they just mean, let's say I don't see. Oh, I think I see what's happening. So Postgres, it would probably be a name like this, and they throw on edge functions at the end. I don't see it though. Vector. I will say that I don't see a Docker container named Supabase edge functions. However, if the file is already on S3, what is it using Supabase to do to run the file through Amazon Transcribe?
Lunch break. Lunch break.
All right, let's see what the result of this one is, and then we can actually go to break. Explain architecture, why super, what? To answer your question, the file in S3, but the Flutter app cannot directly tell AWS Transcriber to start working. Flutter app uploads audio to S3, calls Supabase edge function. Supabase edge function, this is the backend logic. It has your AWS S3 secret, which we don't want in the mobile app, okay? It tells AWS Transcribe, hey, take a look at this file. Supabase edge function waits for the job to start and sends it back to Flutter. The error, name resolution failed, usually means the Supabase gateway cannot find the edge function container, or the edge function itself is crashing immediately because it can't download. All right. Okay. So Docker PS. Let's see. I wonder. I'll send this off before. Let's go to. Is there a Docker? Is there a command to only show the names of the running Docker containers? I just want the names of the containers. Okay, Docker PS format names. Let's go here. Do a terminal window. Oops. Let's go with that. All right, so these are the containers. All right, we shall leave it at that for now. We're gonna go to break, and then when we connect our break topic, all right? FFmpeg, not a bishop, Rod Brown is in the building, says, salute family. Salute to you as well, beloved brother, not a bishop, Rod Brown. And Junior says, what are those? Those are basically software to install packages like you would do in like on a Mac or on a Linux machine, where you can use Homebrew, you can use apt-get, you can use Yarn on Linux machines. So I'm supposing it's like a package, kind of like a package manager for Windows. That's my assumption. Let me see. They are tools that let you install apps on Windows in a safe, clean way without needing to find a web page. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Junior says, that's interesting. I never knew that. So I'll look into it. Which one out of the two would you recommend? DB Darrell recommends Winget. Shout out to that. Cool. Awesome. That is awesome. All right. Our next break time topic for tonight is, I have no idea. What is it? It is the CEO and his father. They bet on themselves and they are set to earn 4.6 billion. Yes, I said billion with a B. I mean, it's sad because with Elon Musk getting his trillion, billion sounds so little. It sounds so little now, right? That darn Elon, right? But let's read this together. This article is brought to us by one of our favorites, CNBC. It reads, CEO and his dad each took out second mortgages to start his company. Now, I mean, look, for a father to take out a second mortgage to start your company, he truly, truly believes in you. Now, he could get a $4.6 billion payout. What? Hey. Says, Rivian CEO RJ Scarnage could personally earn up to $4.6 billion over the next decade if the electric automaker hits specific profit and share price targets laid out in a new compensation package recently approved by his company's board of directors. So Anton breaks this down a lot about how many people, they're just looking at the salary that you're going to pay, how much you're going to get paid yearly. But CEOs, they primarily get paid off hitting certain milestones, mile markers, all this type of stuff. And they don't get paid like necessarily in cash. They get paid in stock incentives. So says the potential payout, which earning comparison to Elon Musk's pay plan, likely never would have been possible had the 42-year-old Rivian founder and his father not made a financially highly irrational decision. In 2009, they each refinanced their houses to secure the money needed to get the company off the ground, he said in an October 2024 interview at his undergraduate alma mater, Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. Interesting alma mater. Scaringe? Is it Scaringe or Scaringe? Either way, has said that he formed Rivian, initially named Mainstream Motors, the day after he earned his PhD in mechanical engineering from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, in June of 2009. He had a dream of starting an automotive business since childhood. Shout out to you fulfilling your childhood dreams. And here's how it went, right? Because many people, when they ask you as a kid in kindergarten, what do you want to be when you grow up? A firefighter, a teacher, a police officer. Some say an astronaut. But this guy, Scaringe, he wanted to start his automotive business. What type of automotive business? He didn't really know. But now he has a EV business, which pretty nice cars too. No cars actually, just SUVs and trucks. When he helped a neighbor restore classic cars and research lower emission combustion engines as part of his PhD program at MIT's Sloan Automotive Lab. His first business project, building a business, a car company can require billions of dollars, thousands of engineers, and a manufacturing plant that would take years to build. Well, now in the age of AI, who knows, right? Scaringe had no employees at the time and hadn't yet designed or built any of his proposed vehicles' underlying infrastructure or technology. So investors weren't eager to supply the funding.
Ain't believing us.
That soundbite literally goes well with that, right? It says, it's this incredibly high risk proposition. So because of that, my dad and I actually financed the beginning of Rivian. I had a house that I refinanced, and my dad had a house that he refinanced. If it were not for that, it would have been impossible to get going. So here's a question. Do you believe in your child enough to do something highly irrational, like taking out a second mortgage on your home to bet on their success? Would you take out a second mortgage if they say, Dad, Mom, I want to start a business where I'm going to be creating flying cars. Yes, flying cars, which were supposed to be back out forever ago, right? However, I don't have the funding. I'm broke, broke. I ain't got it.
Bruh.
Will you or can you take out a second mortgage on your home because you love me, and you believe in me, so that we can get this off the ground? And you just throw in, well, the CEO of Rivian, his father believed in him enough to take out a second mortgage. Why can't you do it for me? I am going to be a star. Well, will you do it for me? Right? That is the question. Right? It says both refinancings were second mortgages, the New York Times reported in July 2019. Scringe initially bought his own home in high school. Damn, he bought a home in high school with money he saved from two. All right, hold up. What the hell kind of summer jobs are you doing in high school that you can save enough to buy from two summer jobs you can buy a home? That's crazy. Working in a restaurant and also as an apprentice machinist. All right, something ain't right. Something ain't right. How from working in a restaurant and working as an apprentice, you're able to buy a home right out of high school? I mean, that's smart though. That is smart. I'll tell you that, right? And then earn extra income renting the home. Oh, so he bought an investment property. He told the How I Built This podcast in September 2022 episode. The Rivian founder hasn't publicly disclosed how much money he secured from the two refinancings, but the funds were enough, along with some investments from friends. Question for you. Here's another question. Would you invest in your friends and family if they had a business idea, a business venture? And if you would, is it because of your friends and your family, or is it because they have a good idea? How would you approach it? If your friend comes with an idea and they say that, hey, I have this idea. I want you to invest in my company the same way the Rivian CEO like his friends and his family and his father invested in him by taking out a second mortgage. Would you do it? I think it's a fair question. The company also rented a warehouse from Scaringe's dad, an engineer and founder of Rockledge, Florida-based Mainstream Engineering Corporation, which makes a range of HVAC and refrigeration products. Scaringe hired roughly 15 engineers and designed a 4-seat sports coupe that he hoped to eventually sell to prospective customers around $25,000, he told Orlando Sentinel in May 2010. After 2 years of development, he shelved the prototype, aiming instead to build something that could have a bigger impact on the auto industry. He told How I Built This. He thought of going out and building what Tesla had already done, the electric Tesla Roadster. Just felt like that wasn't a problem that the world needed to be worked on, Scaringe said. Scaringe went back to the drawing board, which he called one of the most perplexing and challenging times of his life. He was drawn to the challenge of building an all-electric pickup and SUVs. He said popular vehicle categories that produce more emissions than smaller cars when powered by gas engines. In 2012, Rivian raised more than $1 million in funding, led by Saudi Arabian auto distributor Abdul Latif Jamil. Scaringe met the chairman of Abdul Latif Jamil, a fellow MIT alum, through the school's alumni network and successfully pitched him on the vision of Rivian. He told how I built this. Rivian ultimately raised $10.5 billion. Yes, $10.5 billion in funding from the likes of Amazon and Ford before going public in 2021. And I almost forgot, Rivian does have those neat looking futuristic Amazon delivery trucks. I remember the first time I saw it was like either last year or the year before that in Orlando. And I saw the cool little eyes. It looked like a vehicle from the movie Cars. I was like, what? That is awesome. The same year, the company electric trucks and SUVs finally hit the market. Today, Rivian has a market value of more than $20 billion, with Scaringe owning a stake of about 1.4 in the company, according to Forbes. If Rivian hits all the profits and share price targets in Scaringe's pay package over the next decade, its market value could increase by roughly $153 billion, and Scaringe would accrue a larger stake in his business, the company said in a November 7th filing with the U.S. Security and Exchange Commission. Shout out to the CEO, Scaringe, and his father, who believed in I'm gonna do a Stephen A. Put the camera on me. Who believed in him and invested in his son's vision, and now they are running it up. Let's get it. All right, that's pretty awesome. That is pretty awesome. They had to take out second mortgages, but it looks like they are winning in the end. All right, let me go and check the chat. And then we shall get back to one more. His kid. If God says no, you can always go back to the kid and say, well, God said no. Yep. No. SOL.
How dare you?
It happens. All right. Let's jump into our the Superbase Edge functions container is indeed missing from your running container list, which explains why the function call fails with the 503. This likely happened because the container crashed or failed to restart. Let's go to. I don't remember. Let me do this first. Let's go over here. Let's go and do a Docker ps-a to. Let's do it this way. Docker ps-a. That way we can see if there is any apps that might have crashed. Docker Superbase Edge runtime speak. Is it this one? Oops. Let's go to. Maybe it'll be this one. Let me see. Is it possible that it would be this edge function? Let's go to that. Let's check that. Ugh. All right, so we are checking up there. So that's the one. All right, cool. Could you please run this? All right, so let me run that command. Oops. Oh, that's gonna work. I can still do it over here though. Clear. Let's do. Ooh, what? Oh, I didn't copy the command. That's why. Let's go and copy this command. Paste that in there. Let's see. Get logs from failure. You need to actually run the command. Let me see. Docker logs. Let me paste that, and I'm going to see all the log. Oh, the only thing that I have coming from that log is this. Oh, come on. The only thing in that container is that. Actually, no, it's a couple of things. Let's go with that. Um, so maybe that's part of the issue. It doesn't have the edge function is not completed. Let's see here. Verify internet connectivity inside the edge function container. Ask user to trigger the function again to see if logs appear. Okay. Let's see what happens now. Okay, the logs show the function server started, but since you didn't see the edge function invoked, it's likely failed before your code runs. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We are going to use what they said to use, the tail 50, and I'm gonna say analyze. Go over to here. All right, so it doesn't even look like it's getting there. So it says, could you please run this command to check if the container has internet access? All right, so we're going to, oh, come on. I just want to copy it. Let's go to the container. We're gonna do inside of this container, bin bash. All right. Ooh. Oh, need to put the flags. Docker exec IT soup. What? Docker exec options contain. Why is that not working? Docker exec IT and then min bash. Okay, now we're in there. Oh no, we're not in there. Let me see. Oh, it's not even running. Okay, so Docker PS. Okay, so that makes sense why it's not working. Could I do maybe Docker start? Let's see. So there it goes right here. So now that we have it back up and running, maybe that's why it wasn't working, because it couldn't find it. Let's check our error again. Okay, so apparently that edge function had crashed earlier and the container went down, but now that we have it back up, now we have the security token included in the request is invalid. It's invalid. So now I'm going to copy this because now it's a different error. So that's good. So let's say, okay, how can we fix this? Okay, so after starting the container, let's see, we got this error about the security token. Okie dokie. Please paste the, all right, so that, we got that's working. So I think now it's making the request. Investigate invalid security token. Ask the user to verify AWS credentials in the Supabase functions. Should be good. Level 3 is gone, which means invalid. And you're, all right, so, which looks the same. Actually, no, that's this one is coming from. Maybe that's it. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I updated the wrong one. Actually, I don't know because I don't know. Because I don't know. Let's see. We probably need to stop it and start again though. Let's try. Testing a new session to make sure that we're using the right credentials for AWS. We're going to end up deleting them all anyways, but it is what it is. Let's stop it. Analyze. No. Is being used. Is being, can you tell me which AWS key is being used? Where it is getting stuck. Because it should be using like this key that's on the screen now. But I don't know. Let me see. Let me go check my. So this is the new one actually. So I don't know what the other one is using then. I have no idea where I got it from. Ask to verify AWS credentials and there's no white space. So this is the key that's using. This is the, I can see these values because I read the file earlier. It's important. If these are important credentials, okay, they might have been expired. If they are permanent IAM keys, please double check that they are still active and the permission to use transcribe. Okay. We should. For any hidden spaces, I don't think there's any spaces here. Nope. Okay. Let me see. It's not well, okay, scribe. Let's see. How would I check if transcribe has permission? Let's see. All right. Did you generate the security credentials tab, or did you copy them? I'm gonna say they are from a permanent IAM user. If these are permanent, then the invalid token is very strange. It usually only appears for permanent credentials. However, sometimes this is misleading or actually means I can't find your credentials you provided or the wrong format. Could you please try generating new access keys and putting it inside? All right, let's generate some new. Okay. Create, copy that. Paste that in. I don't know where it got those other credentials from though. I don't know where it got. Maybe that's old. All right, let's do testing. Is this thing working? Analyze the AWS access keys. Okay, so let's do this one as well. Why? So where are you getting these from? I don't know where you're getting that from. Testing, is this getting uploaded? The access key you provide does not exist in our record. What? Oh, wait. So this one should go over here. This one should go here. Let's go to analyze. Okay, it can't find the access keys at all. Now I am getting this error. Oops, forgot to put the error. Cancel. Ugh. I'm getting this error after updating my key. Let's see. I don't know. You ask users to restart to base again to load the new in. Oh. Please update the env file in your Flutter. I did. Then restart the Flutter app. Ah, okay. Hot restart might not be enough. So let me stop this. Let's do that. Test. Stop, analyze. No, it's not going through. Oh, wait a second. Let me copy this one. Into this one. And copy this one. Into this one. Did we fix the permission issue, the authentication issue? Analyze. Oh my God, we're so close. The AWS access key you provide does not exist. And error during transcription process, but it's not even uploading the file anymore. I don't even know where it was getting that. I don't even know where it's getting that access key from, to be honest. You provided. Can you tell me which access key Minio is trying to use? It is trying to use the one that we're looking at right now. Oh no, that's not the right one. Your Flutter app is still using the old access key. Since you generate new keys, the old ones are invalid. Please I did though.
Lunch break. Lunch break.
Let's stop it altogether. Let's run it again. Because I have the new keys over here. Testing. Can you hear me? I've updated the app, got the same error. Oops, press the wrong thing. All right. Okay. Let's see if we can at least get back to the file uploading to S3 before we get out of here. Everything looks correct. Pub spec, main Dart. Even if you restart the app, it might still use the old .env from cache. All right, so let's do Flutter. We're gonna do clear. All right, we're gonna do Flutter clean. All right, we cleaned it up, and now we're gonna try to run the app. Let me do one more Flutter clean, actually. Okay, now we're gonna do another run. We got it working at one point, and then we lost it. We lost it. Because we still need to, so we get the file uploading, but then we need to make sure that Amazon Transcribe can actually capture that file to do its transcription process. Are you being able to access the correct access keys now? No, that doesn't make any sense. All right, so can you check which access key is being used now? Because it should be this one. Let me see. Let's see. All right, so it did I added a debug. Let me stop. Let's run it again. Let's see if we can see which access key it's using now. And then we'll wrap it up. I wanted the S3 part to be working. It was working at some point. Let's see. Which access key are you currently using now? And we do analyze. It is still using this one. Look at that. It's still using this one. Let me see if this is in the code base somewhere. It is still in the code base. Oh, okay. So there are too many .env files. There's this one. There's this one. There is inside the app folder. Oh my God, there's an, okay, I see. Oh my God. That is embarrassing. So let's take this one. Let's take that one. Let's take this one. Let's take this one. And let's run it again. Are you able to upload to the correct S3 bucket as of now? And analyze. Let's go. Let's get it. But we're still getting the same error. So that means when we come back next week, I'm going to delete these credentials now. We're going to generate new credentials, add them, and then we're going to find out why we're going to get some more logs to see what is the error that we cannot. So it's invoking text-to-speech with this. Actually, no. Let's go and check something real quick. Let's go to clear logs. We got okay, so here are the logs. So no, let's just do this. Let's do this real quick, right? Let's do secret key has whites. All right, let's do copy all these logs right here. And we're gonna say I I was updating the key in the wrong spot. That part is working now. Here are the logs from the edge function that is failing to transcribe. Let's go here and let's paste. Let's see here. It's still using the what? Even though you updated to local superbase instance to load these environments, only variables when it starts. Okay, so let's do this. Copy to input. Okay, I'm gonna do this, and all right. So this is gonna be the very last thing that we do, right? We're gonna stop and start superbase, or npx superbase. Hopefully it doesn't. It's probably gonna have to do that whole fail to start Docker container. Stopping containers. Fail to start. Try stopping. Let's do that. I know why. CD studio Ajax, and we're gonna go with speed precisely, and now we should be able to do this. There we go. Perfect. So we're stopping the database. We're gonna bring it back up. It should then get the new credentials for AWS, and then hopefully it's able to interact with, because the credentials. So when I started up Docker, it probably had the same credentials from last week that I switched today, and then I switched them again. So it definitely doesn't have the new credentials. So basically started with that makes from either of the ones from today. So once this starts up, it is started using the latest credentials. Are you able to access Amazon Transcribe? This time it is transcription job failed with status failed. Reason internal. All right, so let's take a look at before we get, so this is gonna be the very last thing for real. All right, let's go to this one. Now we got, doesn't say why. Let's just see why, and then we'll get out of here. So now I stopped and restarted Superbase. Now we got this error. So at least this will set us up for next week, but I'm not going to do any more development today. We're going to leave it at that. It's already 5:15, and we do have Scrum Night for my Tech Barbarians coming up soon. So add logging to print the failure reason from transcribe job. I really do want to do that. But we will not. We will just jump right into this next week. So the edge function now is running and success. However, the transcription job failed itself with the failing status. I have added for more detailed logging to capture the exact failure reason from AWS Transcribe. Please trigger the function one more time, record audio, and check the logs again. We are not. I'm gonna stand my ground because I really, really want to, but I'm not going to do it because I am going to practice. So, all right, let's do. I'm gonna practice self-control. I'm gonna end the show. I'm gonna end the show because if I do not, I'm gonna just keep doing this, and it will not be good. We will do this part next week. We're going to find out why transcribe is rejecting the audio and the failure reason, and then we're going to fix it. So today we have successfully had our, let me show you. We'll take a look at it real quick. We go over here. We should have a few audio files here now. Look at that. We have our audio files being uploaded to our S3 bucket, the Speak Precisely app input. And now we just need to be able to get it to go to this bucket over here. Right access. When was this? This was just now. So something was able. All right, something was able to. So I think next week we should be able to get this part done. And once we can get that, then we can actually start to launch our MVP, where it's going to start giving you feedback. And then we can go forward with a roadmap of adding a lot more features. But hopefully around Christmas time, we might be able to get this launched. We shall see. We shall see. But that is everything for today. I am going to check the chat and then I'm going to wrap up the show. All right. Let's see. Junior said that I would tell them that God, I wouldn't tell him that God said no. I would just say it outright. He'll be like, hell nah. It is what it is. And Rod Brown says, so how would I download the Beloved Brother song? I will send it to you in the Discord. I'll send it to you in the Discord. Beloved Brother, not a bishop, Rod Brown. I'm going to send it to you today so that you, as you promised, will integrate as part of your live stream. Every single live stream, you are going to integrate the song that Junior Magnetar and I created for you, for our beloved brother, not a bishop, Rod Brown. All right. But that is everything. So with that being said, the first thing, if there's anything that I said that you think that I'm absolutely incorrect on, then please do me a favor, subscribe and let me know. Subscribe to the channel. Let me know if you enjoyed the show. Also, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, all right? All that good stuff. Leave me a comment. Let me know you enjoyed it. You know, I will be clipping this up and I will be adding this as part of our course series on how we figure things out using Gemini 3 Pro and make them work. We make them work, all right? Learning a lot about Tubebase, about Amazon Transcribe, about S3, about stop sharing my damn secret keys. All right, it happens. I'm gonna go delete it right now, actually, as we speak. Tomorrow, Candid Conversations. What to do with people's opinions. What to do with other people's opinions. Gonna be tomorrow's Candid Conversation, noon Eastern time. Looking forward to see you there. We have Scrum Night tonight at techwithdrive.dev. Join in on the fun. Tuesday night, mobile app, time cost calculator, all that good stuff. See you around. I will see. I also have to post last week's Vibe Code and Chill inside of the Patreon, right? That is everything. I am going to get out of here. We have my guy, not a bishop, the beloved brother, Rod Brown says, great show. Thank you so much. And Junior says, great show as always. All right. With that being said, Tech Coach Ralph, we are out.
Spartans! What is your profession?
They think the machine never break. Sometimes the battery hit red. I ain't stopping, I'm just rebooting. Why the bounce back? Go! Go! Eyes heavy like I'm lifting weight with my eyelid. Brain foggy, feeling like I'm stranded on an island. Coffee pot empty and the energy is silent. Fighting with the demons in my head, getting violent. Staring at the screen, but the progress isn't moving. Spinning on the wheels, tell me what am I proving? Body aching, bad breaking, losing all the grooving. Every single step feels like I'm just losing. Working 24, but the needle barely nudging. Feel like I'm a hammer, but the wall isn't budging. Burn on creepy, yeah, the shadow is a trudging. Doubters on the sideline, yeah, they always judging. Is it worth the stress? Is it worth the hypertension? Did I make the turn? Did I lose the dimension? Need a little break, need a little intervention. Before I crash out and I lose the retention. When I'm feeling fried, suck it to your sizzling. Vision getting blurry and the rain start drizzling. Plus I'm feeling heavy, motor vision and fizzling. Waiting for the steak, but I don't hear the sizzling. But I can't quit, now I can't to the flag. Even when I'm drinking and I'm feeling like a rag. Got too many gold packed inside the bag. Gotta push through even when I hit the lag. Just need a minute, just need to close the blinds. Disconnect the server, disconnect the lines. Lay the head down, let the body unwind. So I can wake up and get back on the grind. I'm burned out, but I ain't bowed out. No, just need a nap, then I'm back on the route. Told her high for a second, shut the world out. Wake up a beat, scream and shout. I can let them see me lose, I can give them that. They waiting on the crumble, waiting on the splat. My job is too big, yeah, I'm taking it back. It's a power. Racing in the stands with a popcorn ready. Praying at my knees, but hoping I ain't steady. Wanna see the downfall, wanna see it messy. Wanna see me crash like a stolen Chevy. I see the side, I hear the whispers in the dark. Waiting for the flame to extinguish the spark. They wanna see the dog loot a bite in the bark. But I'm a gray white swimming like a shark. If I quit now, man, they win the whole game. If I slow down, they gon' tarnish the name. Gotta feed the fire, gotta feed the flame. Satisfaction that they seek is a damn shame. I ain't gon' give it to them, never gon' fold. Story of my fair is a story never told. My desire to win is worth my goal. Bigger than the hate that they tryna hold. So I take a rest, yeah, I hit the pillow hard. Reboot the system, pull the ace from the car. Keep the haters locked out, stand in the yard. While I recharge the battery and lower down the guard. Just for an hour, let the new runs reset. Wake up cleaner than I ever been yet. Ready for the war, ready for the threat. Gonna make them pay every single little debt. They want me to crumble, they want me to crack. But I bounce back like a rubber on the track. Sleep is the weapon, get the mind intact. Then I hit the gas, never looking back. I'm burned out, but I ain't bowed out. No, just need a nap, then I'm back on the route. Close the eyes for a second, show the world out. Wake up a beat, scream and shout. I can let them see me lose, I can give them that. They waiting on the crumble, waiting on the splat. My drive is too big, yeah, I'm taking it back. Just a power nap, then I'm back on attack. Okay, I'm up now, wipe the crust eye. Looking in the mirror, no more disguise. Demon on my shoulder, yeah, he finally died. Energy is peaking, reaching for the sky. Thought I was dumb and you must be crazy. Thought I burned out, meant that I was getting lazy. Vision was blurry, now it ain't hazy. Pushing up Daisy, now I'm pushing Mercedes. Word didn't change, but the mind stay with flip. Got a new Mac and I put in a clip. Haters looking sick, yeah, they starting to trip. Watching me and sin while they sinking in the ship. Progress was slow, now I'm moving like speed. Planting whole force when I planted the seed. Satisfy the want, satisfy the need. Made the competition turn around and bleed. I do the first to go into adoption of a new method. Yeah, I'm swapping in, I'm copying. Only thinking these are records that I'm popping. Burnout was a lie, it was just a little test. Put a head down, got a little bit of rest. Now I'm back stronger, pounding on the chest. Put me to the trial and I asked the question. Yeah, I'm wide awake now. You shouldn't have blinked.